Taylor Fritz and Tommy Paul spark American dream in surprise U.S. Open claim against top two. Call it dominance or sheer mastery. Two European prodigies, Spain's Carlos Alcaraz and Italy's Jannik Sinner, have captured the last 7 Grand Slam titles. Rivals on court yet friends beyond it, they've etched their names in history with unforgettable battles in Paris and London. However, now, with the season's final major approaching, the question shifts: who will break their stranglehold and steal the last laugh in New York? Despite their heavy favoritism, Jasmine Paolini's former coach Renzo Ferlin boldly throws his weight behind two American powerhouses, Taylor Fritz and Tommy Paul, believing they can carve deep into the U.S. Open draw. In a recent conversation with Paolo Vanini of Corriere dello Sport, Renzo Ferlin shared his sharp perspective on Jannik Sinner and the broader growth of tennis. The 55-year-old did not hold back in his praise, stating, "Sinner is Djokovic 2.0. He and Alcaraz have more technical means than the others and, above all, a desire to emulate each other that leads them to improve continuously." His words echoed a sentiment that many in the tennis world already feel. These two young giants are reshaping the sport. Ferlin also turned his attention to another Italian talent, Lorenzo Musetti, a player often tested by physical setbacks but still brimming with potential. But beware that tennis knows how to reserve surprises. "I think of Musetti, especially if he does not have physical problems," he noted, quickly linking his point to the unpredictable nature of rising stars. "Shelton or something else that may come," he added, nodding to the explosiveness of Ben Shelton and the possibility of new names shaking up the hierarchy. When asked about the fast-approaching U.S. Open, Ferlin didn't hesitate to declare the obvious favorites. "The U.S. Open? Jannik and Carlos are favorites," he admitted. Yet, even in acknowledging their dominance, he left room for disruption. "I expect a lot from the Americans, Paul and Fritz," he continued, while also tipping a hat to emerging talent. "And I expect the baby Fonseca to express himself at a high level." For the United States, that faith carries weight. Alongside Shelton, Taylor Fritz and Tommy Paul have positioned themselves as serious contenders for a deep run in New York. Fritz enters the Slam with a 16-9 win-loss record at the U.S. Open, having reached last year's final before falling to Sinner in straight sets. A reminder of the mountain still to climb. Paul, meanwhile, brings consistency and experience. With a hard court record of 140-91 overall on hard courts and an 8-7 tally at the U.S. Open, he has twice reached the round of 16, each time knocking but not breaking through the door to the tournament's second week. Yet tennis has a way of shifting momentum without warning. Fritz, who recently powered into the Wimbledon semifinals, stumbled in Washington, bowing out in the City Open quarterfinals, a stark reminder that form can turn as quickly as the wind in Flushing Meadows. Taylor Fritz falls early at the Washington Open. The City Open semifinal lineup is locked as Spain's Alejandro Davidovich Fokina, seeded number 12, battled past top-seeded American Taylor Fritz 7-6, 3, 3-6, 7-5 in a grueling QF that ended at 1:45 a.m. on Washington's hard courts. Ranked number 26, Davidovich Fokina will now meet number 4 seed Ben Shelton, who earlier knocked out Francis Tiafoe on a day already disrupted by lightning during the dramatic clash between Daniil Medvedev and Corentin Moutet. Fritz had come into Washington riding strong momentum. The world number 4 recorded efficient wins over Matteo Arnaldi 6-3, 6-4, and Alexander Vukic 6-3, 6-2, but could not close out a tense quarterfinal. Up 5-2, 30-30 on serve in the deciding set, he saw his advantage slip away, dropping 5 straight games and the match 5-7. Fritz's form since early June, marked by a 15-3 record, titles in Stuttgart and Eastbourne, and a Wimbledon semifinal run, shows his ability to deliver when it matters. But Washington served as a sharp reminder. Margins tighten, and momentum can vanish in an instant. With the U.S. Open fast approaching, the question is clear: can Taylor Fritz steady his game, carry his summer surge into New York, and end a 22-year wait for an American men's champion?